Does anybody have any other questions?
Hi, Rita. This is Paula.
Thanks, Rita.
I wanted to ask you, Rita, if you could talk a little bit about storage. I'm not sure how I'm supposed to be storing all of my pastel paintings, whether they should be vertical, like I have them in my portfolio cases now, or if they should be horizontal. How do you keep them from smudging? How do you protect them?
There's a paper called glassine.
Right, yeah, no
that you can get. And
you also can get plastic bags.
Yeah, I don't know about plastic bags, anything quite that plastic, because of the static issue. Glassine is a paper that's kind of waxy. Now, it actually really looks like wax paper, but the difference is I've tried wax paper, and wax paper is so resistant to everything that tape won't even stick to wax paper. So glassine is nice. You can buy it in like pads, or I buy it in like the big sheets, like 25 sheets at a time, and I stick it in one of my flat file drawers. And then I'll just cut pieces off of it. And what you do is you take a piece that's, let me find a smaller piece here. I reuse my pieces. But you can take a piece and you can cut it in, you can cut it like the width or the height of your painting. And then you lay that down, you put the painting face down on it, and then you wrap up the edges around it. But you want to wrap it pretty tight so it's nice and snug, and then tape it on the back so you're not going to have any like shifting going on in there. You want to have it nice and tight, and then you can just lay that anywhere. You can stack them up. If you're working on paper, I would usually recommend taping your paper to a backing board, like a foam board, and then you can just tape the glassine over it onto the foam board also. But this is really the best way. Now, in a pinch, I've also just used plain old regular copy paper, like printer paper. I've just used plain paper. And I think the real trick is that you want to lay it down and don't let it slide around too much. Just lay it down and fold the pieces over on top really tight.
And with the glassine on there tight, you can stack your pieces and they won't smudge.
Oh yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Also archival bags work really good. I use those a lot, and you can have them that they fit exactly on your whatever you're doing, the size.
Oh.
You can get whatever size you want.
Is that like a similar material to glassine?
Very much so. Yeah.
Like I've seen some, like for stamps. I've got some stamps somewhere, and the bags for those are kind of a lot like this.
No,
now that I think about it.
Yeah.
And you do this. You keep your pieces horizontal. You don't keep them vertical.
No, I don't keep these vertical. I'll show you what I'll do. This is my mode of fixative. Watch. Now that's useful because this is on gator board and it's a nice sturdy surface. So I'm able to just pound it on its edge. Now if you'll see, I don't know, you can't see from that distance, but a little bit of pastel fell off. Mm-hmm. That was the loose stuff. That's what would fall off if, say, this was framed and it was hanging on somebody's wall and the painting fell off the wall. Now, nothing is going to shake. You know, there's not hardly any pastel in here that's going to shake off. And when I lay it down on the glassine, you know, I can even scan. With the small stuff, I usually just photograph it. But larger paintings larger than, say, about 12 by 12, I'll scan them because the clarity will come out better. And I'll just lay it right flat down on the scanner bed, on the glass. And, you know, I'll even, like on my small paintings, I'll frame them with the glass right up on the painting. But I tape it all the way around the edges, which is the key. That way you don't have any shifting going on. Don't have any shifting or sliding. Once it's on there, it's tight. Yeah, pastel is really a lot hardier than you might think. Right. The key is to have a surface that will hold the pastel and to not overload it. If you overload your surface, then you might have more pastel on there that's like not holding on very well and it's just ready to fall off. You know, a lot of experimentation gets you to the point where you know what holds on and how much is too much.
Yep.
Great, thank you.
Rita, what tape did you tape it with?
I just used like a tape. I just use like what's called artist tape. Let me see if I can see what's on the inside of this. So this is called artist tape. Yeah, this is it's a lot like masking tape, but it has the type of sticky that it'll peel back off fairly easily, and yet if you stick it down, like if I have paper, if I have a paper painting on paper, this is what I use to hold it onto the backing. This is what I use for all of this stuff, although you can use masking tape for that purpose to hinge your painting on the board. But the tape that I use for putting the glass around putting the glass on the painting and holding the glass on, I use you can use framers tape for that. Richard McKinley uses framers tape. I like to use what's called this is like a JLAR, super clear acid-free tape. They use this for book repair, so it doesn't crack or get old or fade. It sticks. This is a framers tape that's similar, but it's white. And I've used both. I started off using this, and then when I read that Richard McKinley recommends framers tape, I bought some framers tape. But I find that this clear tape just seems to be just a little bit more flexible. I don't know. Maybe it's just my imagination, but I like it because just in case I go over like the top edge, I go over it a little bit too much where you can actually see the edge in the frame. I really don't like that. Actually, I notice it and I take it off and redo it. But just in case there's some tape there that can be seen, it really can't be seen very well because it's clear and it's super clear. And let me tell you, this stuff does not get old and it does not dry up or fall off. I've had some paintings that have been framed for years, and I've decided that I want to just reuse that frame and I want to reuse that glass. And oh my gosh, it's just like, it's almost impossible to get this tape off that glass. Does anybody have any other questions? Well, I'll let y'all go. Thanks for coming. Have fun.